All right, welcome back, you guys. I hope you had a lot of fun with that Duple exercise, especially playing with the Chrome Music app. And I'm willing to bet you went to some of the other cool stuff that Chrome Music Lab can offer you. I hope you played around with all of those things. We're talking about Duple, or the feeling in music of two. 1, 2, 1, 2. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, or 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. And now we're going to see what it looks like when we look at something called Duple and get that feeling. We get that feel and then we actually respond to music. Today we're going to use Duple to read notes. It's going to look a little different, but I want to show you something really cool. In order to understand Duple, we need to understand what this is. Now, I am looking at some notes right now, and those notes actually have dots next to them. In order to see it even better, let's see if we can change our camera angle. We are talking about Duple, which means the idea of two, or the feeling of two. But I'm looking at something up here. There's some different things maybe you're not used to. I'm looking at a time signature that says 6/8. I'm used to seeing the number 4 underneath there. I don't know about you, but I'm also seeing this thing. It's a quarter note with a dot next to it, and we call that a dotted quarter note. Some things are happening here to make sure that we only see 2 of these each time we see a measure, because we are in Duple, which means in 2. So we've got to have that feeling of 2. I've got an idea. Let me show you what's happening here. I'm used to that. I see the 4 underneath there. And that 4 actually stands for the quarter note. And we know that a quarter note gets 1 beat. So if 1 quarter note equals 1 beat, I'm going to make this a quarter note. If 1 quarter note equals 1 beat, we know that if we have to have another kind of note in there called an eighth note, it takes 2 eighth notes to make 1 beat. So we've got to make sure we understand that as well. Doubled eighth notes, that also equals 1 beat. So I wonder what happens if I take that doubled eighth note, if I make all those quarter notes into doubled eighth notes, what happens? We're still in Duple. It's still 2 beats for every measure. But check this out. We've got 2 eighth notes for every 1 quarter note. So we know quarter notes get 2 eighth notes. But what about that other weird thing? We saw it said 6/8. Let me see if I can find that one. This one right here? 6/8? I'm gonna flip the quarter note gets a beat. Now an eighth note gets a beat. Wait a minute, that means we have to change all this down here. We just changed our time signature. The time signature is the part that tells us how this is gonna feel and where the beats are gonna be before we see a measure. And this is telling us an 8 on the bottom, not a 4. So that means the quarter note really isn't a part of the beat now, it's just a part of the feel. The eighth note gets 1 beat. So we've got to make sure we put that down here. Now 1 eighth note just looks like a quarter note with a little flag on it. And that gets 1 beat. Woohoo! So I don't see any eighth notes here. But we did talk about, just prior to this, that 1 quarter note equals 2 eighth notes. So I do see a quarter note. There must be 2 eighth notes hidden in there. We just have to know that now. We're super smart people. That dot must mean that we need to do something else. We need to add something in our mind. Well, every time we see 1 quarter note, we know there's at least 2 of these guys, 2 of the eighth notes. And that dot is going to actually add another eighth note worth of time to us. So that actually means that this is going to be 1 pulse of the Duple. And what I mean by that is, this isn't a beat, this is actually 3 quick beats. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. That's 3 beats. but the pulse feels like this. 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2. Did you hear the duple pulse? In fact, I can prove it to you. If we just take these and make them into the eighth notes, now we know that the duple pulse is full of eighth notes. We said that. The duple pulse is full of all those eighth notes, which means if we play this correctly, we would feel in here 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6. Or if we counted it in duple, like we're learning, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1. That's kind of different. That's a different way of thinking about beat, especially since we're so used to this guy right here. 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and 1 and 2 and. That's a different feel, isn't it? But it's still duple. I'd like to see if we can play this together. All right. Let's see if we can play the pulse and the feel of duple, which means 2. Now we're looking at the 6/8 cards here, and I've got Mr. Smith Jr. that's going to help us out. And guess who else we have? This is our special guest, Boomer. Hi, Boomer. He's very active. All right, I'm going to start the music. We're going to feel that pulse, and then we're going to play each card 4 times. And Mr. Smith Jr. is going to drop it, and we're going to go straight to the next card without stopping. We're going to see if we can just feel and read music in duple time. Here we go. Feel it? 2, 2, and 1, and 2, 1. All right, let's get started, shall we? 2, ready, begin. 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2, 1, 2. Next card, here we go. 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3, 1, 2, 3. I know it's fast, but you got it. Those are those little beats inside the pulse. Here we go. 1, next card. Ready, begin. 1, 2, smash. 2, 1, 2, smash. There you go. 1, 2, smash. 2, 1, 2. Next card. Here we go. 1, 2, 1, a 2. 1, 2, 1, a 2. 1, 2, 1, a 2. 1. Next card. Yeah. 1, a 2, a smash. 1, a 2, a smash. 1, a 2, a smash. 1, next card, smash. 1, a 2, a 1, a 2. 1, a 2, a 1, a 2. 1, a 2, a 1, a 2. 1, a 2, next card, here we go. 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2. 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1. Next card, yeah, nice. 1, a 2, a 1, 2, 3, 2. A 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, a 1, a 2, 1. Next card. A 1 at the 2, a 1, a 2, a 1 at the 2, a 1, a 2, 1 at the 2, a 1, a 2, 1 at the 2. That's it. Woo! Now, the next thing we're going to do is we are going to try duple in a different way. But this time it's going to feel a little different. We're going to be in 2/4 instead of 6/8. So instead of boom, it's going to be boom, boom. Let's put on some drums, and we're going to play each card 4 times. Make sure you're clapping along with us. Here we go. Feels a little different now. That's right. Okay, here we go. Let's count it off. 1, 2, ready, here we go. 1, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2, 2. 1, 2, 2, 2. Next card. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 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 1 and 2 and. Next card. Here we go. 1, 2, smash. 1, 2, smash. 1, 2, smash. 1, 2, next card. 1 and 2 and smash. 1 and 2 and smash. 1 and 2 and smash. Next card. 1 and 2 and smash. Here we go. 1, 2, 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1 and 2. 1, 2, 1 and 2. Next card. Here we go. 1, 2 and smash. 1, 2 and smash. 1, 2 and smash. Next card. Here we go. 1 and 2 and 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1, 2. 1 and 2 and 1, 2. 1. Next card. Here we go. 1, 2 and 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 1. Next card. 1, 2 and 1 and 2. 1, 2 and 1 and 2. 1, 2 and 1 and 2. 1. Next card. A 1 and 2 and 1 and 2. 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 You did it. Nice job, you guys. Keep with the duple. 1 and 2. Thank you very much, Mr. Smith Jr. Thank you very much, Boomer. You guys keep playing, having fun out there, and we'll see you next time. Bye.